Well, welcome there, guys. Daniel Laddie here from PRD Nationwide, and today we're bringing to you episode number 2 of this panel. We're joined again by Joe Masters, Jeremy Moss, Ben Rowe, and also Thomas Laddie from our sales team. Let's cross over those guys now and get them into the call.
Thanks.
How are we there today, guys?
Hey guys.
Good going?
Afternoon.
Bit funny these days. We don't get to spend as much time with each other side by side in the office, but thanks very much for creating a bit of time today. And look, we're going to keep it pretty lighthearted. We're going to talk a little bit about the market, some of the things we're seeing since we caught up last time. If you recall, about 2 weeks ago, we went through a few of the new listings you guys were working on, and there was a couple of really exciting listings there. So I know there's been some good results, and the ones that haven't sold, you guys have been working really hard at. So yeah, we're going to talk a bit about that. Before we talk about the properties, but I'd like to maybe just sort of find out, so the guys who are watching this little viewing can see what you guys have been up to outside of the office. Obviously, we talk a lot about real estate, but everyone's spending more time at home at the moment. So let's start maybe with you, Ben. In isolation, what's keeping you busy but when you're not doing real estate?
Oh, mate, I think like most of the Australian public, there's a fair bit of gardening going on.
and
definitely a few trips to Bunnings, the one place you're still allowed to go, but my complete garden's had a makeover.
Okay, well, that's good. And is that something that you don't normally enjoy, but you found you had to?
Mate, it's a newfound joy of mine, definitely.
Well, I think I knew that might have been your answer, because there's been a bit of office banter happening with Joe. So I might go over to you, Joe. I know you're in your new place there, and you've been sort of working through a whole renovation. How's it going? Oh, here we go. He's showing it. So what's been keeping you busy, Joe? Obviously the garden.
Yeah, I just walked off the golf course actually. So that's that's a nice opportunity to get out there and hit a ball around. Probably a bit more frustrated than real estate actually, but it was good.
It was good, yeah, to get out and obviously break away from the day-to-day work. I guess get a bit of inspiration there from the greenkeepers, professional greenkeepers.
Yes, yeah. I was taking a few notes as I walked around. It's good.
So cross it over to you, Jeremy. I think it's probably a common theme. I know you're like right in the mix of a full house renovation while you're supporting your family. So how's that going for you, and what else is keeping you busy?
Oh, just renovating. So work and renovating. So I've got, at the moment, the house has been fully stripped, and it's gyp-rocked, which is fantastic, but that's it. No windows, so, the ventilation through the home is very good. Currently sitting on a blow-up lounge, and then I've got a pot plant in there just for a bit of, decoration.
Oh, that's good, mate.
That's your gardening touch. Yeah. And are you willing to put a deadline on when you're going to have that project finished, so the public can sort of hold you to it?
Yeah, I can definitely do some before and after photos of the works I've carried out. But yeah, 6 weeks. I plan to be finished, and being moved in. The landscaping won't be done, obviously, but yeah, that's the plan.
Well, you got a couple of budding landscapers on the call here who might be able to leverage their time for you. Over to you, Thomas.
Yeah. Look, I've been the most unproductive out of everyone. I've become a bit of an F1 enthusiast over the last couple of weeks, sticking into the F1 show on Netflix and playing the new F1 game. That's about it. I haven't been gardening or doing anything too productive.
Well, look, I wanted to touch on a couple of things that you've been doing. I have seen, like, you've been producing a fair bit of content out there for people who follow you on socials around, or a couple of your hobbies, but obviously real estate's the main passion. I know one of the projects we're going to talk about now is like what's keeping you mainly busy. So we might just cross over to that. But if you can give us a bit of a snapshot on what you're seeing with the type of inquiry and the type of buyer you're dealing with while I bring that up, that'd be good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So most of the inquiry that I've seen at the moment, the last couple of weeks, have been more first home buyer related, especially for the projects that we're currently holding. Most of the buyers have been first home buyers. A lot of people who are pre-approved and are trying to find something before that pre-approval elapses, or have just started looking now. They're seeing a bit of opportunity in the market given the current situation. So just trying to nurture these first home buyers to obviously help them and keep them informed of the market and the buying processes.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a theme there when we talk about the other stock that the listing boys are dealing with. This particular project here in Station Street, I mean, it's it's now completed. So anyone who's a local would have had to cross past this in some way, being right in the heart of town. Do you want to give us a bit of an update on where this one's at and what type of availability there is left in the complex?
Yeah, so we've got a small selection of 2 bedrooms left, and we've got 1 3-bedder left on site as well. It is a boutique development. There is only 25 apartments in total, only 4 apartments every level, so it is quite nice and close and boutique, and obviously location being the key for this one, being within walking distance to everywhere. We have recently done a bit of a price change on this as well, so we've got the 2-bedders now from 525. But yeah, I mean, the location is key for this one. We've also got a couple of units with 2 parking spaces, which is quite unique for a 2-bedroom apartment, a modern apartment. So I mean, that's been our main focus at the moment, trying to get rid of the rest of the last couple we've got left there.
I know there's been some of our clients have bought in there who have had to sell for, but obviously like the first home buyers is ideal for this type of product. So we're just confirm like pricing wise, what's your sort of budget for the ones that are available here?
Yeah. So the 2 bedrooms we've got left, they range anywhere from 525 up to 550, 560 for those ones with the 2 parking. But yeah, most of them are around kind of 525 to 540 mark.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, the fact you've dropped the price means the developers are listening and people are living there now. So it's time to sort of get that project completed. So inspection-wise, like all the stock, like just inquire and then it can be worked out from there. I mean, you're available every day, I guess, to show people.
Yeah. So just through an inquiry or on our realestate.com ad, you can obviously book a private inspection straight from there, whatever time suits you. Otherwise, just inquire and we can book in a private inspection. We're open 7 days a week at the moment. Happy to take anyone through whenever they're available.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. I might just work my way along the list here. Ben, I know this is a listing that you've just released and like you can confirm it, but the inquiry level has been pretty strong in the first couple of days over there at Grey Gums Road in Cranebrook.
Yeah, mate. So it went on last night, about 5 o'clock, and we've had well over 6 or 7 inquiries. Yep. It's the perfect example of, the right house being priced well in that starter market is always going to do quite well.
And what's the price set at this one?
This one's 520 to 560. It's obviously not the most ultra modern home, but very livable. As I said, neat and tidy, and just one of those ones that are a great starter for someone.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I haven't looked at what it's competing against at the moment, but I would think price-wise, like it probably stands out in being one of the most affordable freestanding homes in that area.
Yeah, definitely. Probably one of the most affordable, probably in that price range, one of the most well-presented. As I said, not a brand new modern home, but very neat and tidy, definitely livable, while people put their own personal touches on it.
Okay, so that's the new listing you just released. While I've got you there, I might actually go down to another one that I know you just done a deal on. Very similar location to Thomas's project there in Station Street, just right in the heart of town. So Brown Street, we're now sort of promoting this one as under contract. I remember you releasing it and it was only a day or two and it was sold. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is a great example of the power of a good database as well. So we matched this home with the right buyer, someone that we've been dealing with prior to all this. It just suited their needs, location, accessibility, and it's due to go unconditional this afternoon.
Okay, so that's been a really good campaign for the owner, and obviously the buyers jumped on it when they could. I mean, we haven't released the official selling price there, but it was pretty much what it was listed for, just over 600, was it? Yeah,
so it was on for 649,950 as a flat selling price, and we ended up achieving 645,000. So great result for the owner, and just on a side note, he mentioned to me when I went out to list the property that he'd had another agent out who actually told him 100,000 less. So it just goes to show knowing what market conditions are and the actual value of your home.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent result. I mean, it goes, and there's plenty of these examples, and we'll talk about another one in a second, but you present it right, get it priced right, promote it, obviously, is what our job is, but properties are still selling within the first few days. and the owners are getting results. So another one of those examples is this one, but you're handling Jeremy. So no, sorry, not that one. Where was it? Here we go, over in Warrington, which is where I grew up. So I know this location very well. Tell me a little bit about this campaign, if you can, Jeremy.
Yeah, this is a really good home that I've had in the pipeline for, 8 weeks. We've been working on the property. So we had it, freshly painted, new carpets, new downlights, some retaining walls out the back for the pool, landscaped out the front. Just, gave it just come across fresh. We freshened it up and it just presented really well. So inside it was 4 bedrooms. You had 2 really good sized living spaces. So, it caters for the large family. So we put that property online Thursday. Had many inquiry. I was out there all weekend. I had over 12 inspections with multiple offers, and Monday the property's gone under offer.
Yeah, look, again, that's exactly the same type of result that we're seeing on the one that Ben had and a few other ones. So, I mean, you'd put it down to 2 things, because this price category was probably pushing the very top end of the first home buyer category, where we're seeing most of the interest. But that we had buyers ready to go, didn't we? That was really the key, is buyers knew that they could buy, and when they saw these fresh opportunities, they could jump on it.
Absolutely correct. And it's yet again the power of our database and teamwork too, might I add. Us agents in PRD, we do work as a team. We're all working with multiple buyers. So it's not just myself showing this home. It was the other agents showing their buyers this home as well.
Well, I mean, that's the other advantage. Like, just even looking over this screen that's up now, it's all our stock that is either under contract recently or available. There's quite a good mixture here. There's properties that are like $1 million properties and quite elite homes, and obviously a whole range of projects. Just while I've got you there, Jeremy, the one here that is down in Jordan Springs, I guess this is probably an example of the owners having to listen to the marketplace, because this one hasn't been as quick a campaign. Do you want to just talk about this one briefly? Because I know you've got it sort of priced now well to get a result.
Yeah, we've definitely had a price adjustment on this property now, and we've got a price or listing price of 689 to 719. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, 2.5 years old. It's a really good size. It's got the extra media room there. It's in a pocket, the newer pocket of Jordan Springs. They call it Jordan Springs East. Very family orientated out there. I found that a lot of the homes are predominantly owned by owner occupiers. The investors tended to stay away from that part of Jordan Springs, and I'm guessing because it is a little bit of a drive away from the shopping complex there. But in my eyes, that's why I feel it should be sought after, because it caters for those families out there. In the afternoon when I'm showing it, you've got families out there walking the walking tracks. They're out with their dogs. They were playing in the parks, but not at the moment. In time that will come back. But it's just got a really nice, quiet feel out there. So how they've designed Jordan Springs East, they've got the main road that goes through, and then they've got the pockets of houses that veer off to the left and right. So you don't get passing through traffic. It's really well laid out and really well thought of.
And very popular estate, so I expect that one to sort of be one of the ones we're talking about as being sold. I know you're close with a couple of people there. Joe, let's bring you into the call. Now you've hung the golf clubs up. There was one property in particular I wanted to find here, because I know you've only just released it, and value for money wise, it seems to be one of the strong ones we've got. Just excuse me while I find it here. You want to start just talking the property over in Cambridge Park, Joe? I'm just trying to find here. Just you want to start talking about it?
I can see it. But it's right in the middle there, mate.
Still here?
40A Barker Street in Cambridge Park. There's a photo of the living room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I'll bring that up for you. So look, again, this is just a fresh listing to the market. I mean, it's brand new, isn't it? So what can you tell the audience?
Yeah. So the owner here is a local builder. He's recently done a subdivision on a block in Cambridge Park, and this is the rear of the subdivision. It's immaculate, brand new 3-bedroom. Everything you'd expect in a new home. Finish levels fantastic. Ducted there all the way through. So it's for someone looking for something a tad low maintenance and brand new, you can move straight in. It is the perfect home. He's listened to the market quite well, and we've made a price correction this week as well. So we're expecting that'll have a big impact for the weeks to come.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it presents well. And again, like the fact he's listened and made those changes to price early in the campaign probably sets it up for an opportunity for someone to jump on nice and quickly. All right, there is another property I wanted to just briefly touch on. I mean, we haven't had the result on it probably as quick as what we might have thought, but it's certainly been popular, and it probably just highlights it, which is why we're bringing it up in that like not every price category or every style of property is running is getting the results. However, this property over in Jamison Town, which again, the credit to the owners, have presented it beautifully. I mean, you've got people who are upgrading to this size home. Is that what you're seeing with the inquiries of people you're taking through?
Yeah, like, and it's been for a home like this, it's actually been the amount of inspections we've had has been quite ridiculous. Like, we've been there nearly every day this week, but the buyers that we've had through it have all they're generally buyers that need to buy at the moment, and they're buyers that have either got something on the market or have just sold. So we're not getting too many people come through that are wasting our time. Like, anyone that's walking through those doors is quite genuine, but it's just a matter of timing in this market at the moment to make sure they're ready to buy them. Yeah,
I mean, as far as position goes, and the photos sort of sum it up, like it's an absolute cracker. So and the feedback on price, like this one, like the owner's listening to the market, he's ready to sell, or they're ready to sell.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, like he's been fantastic in terms of listening to the feedback. Like the big plus, like regarding setting aside the aesthetics you can see in the photos, is the location's awesome. Like, you can't get any closer to Penrith while still being in a quiet street.
Yep. Okay, well, look, very good. There's a couple of properties there that we've showcased, but there'll be a link to this post to sort of get people back to see our full selection of properties. What I would like to just talk about to finish up on, like, it's crazy to think we're already finishing April, or just in the last week of April. Across all areas of our business, we've actually had a really solid month in terms of activity and results. But it got me thinking that, like, we're obviously moving into the middle part of the year sort of range, like we're going to be May shortly. The clients out there who typically like make decisions around spring, that's actually not all that long away now. And I mean, a lot of people like you guys are using this time to freshen up your own properties. But the advice to owners would be very much, if you're going to be making a decision to list your home for sale by spring or before, is like you really need to be sort of getting things happening right now. Does anyone want to comment on that and maybe talk about what you're seeing out there with some of your selling clients who are getting ready?
I'll start. So at the moment, I feel it's still a great time to sell. So just within the last week myself, I've put 4 deals together with all prices, exceeding, our vendors' expectations. So with all the new rules and regulations that's going on at the moment, right? I believe in, personal relationships. So the one-on-one buyer inspections, getting people through the home, learning about them, learning what they need for a property. I feel that now we can, line what they're looking for in a property easier than just, opening the doors for people to flood through the home. So, like Ben touched on before, with Brown Street, we knew we had a buyer there that home suited their needs. We took them through that home and they offered what the owner wanted. So I only feel it's a bonus. Like Joe said, we're dealing with people that are ready to buy. They're coming out because they're ready to buy a home. With times like this, you don't leave your home just to go have a look at a house because you want to look at it because the picture looks nice.
Yeah.
You want to look at the house because physically you're in a position where you need to move your family. So I feel it's a great time because of that.
And I've looked at some of the numbers just to add to that a little bit and you're right, the only people we're meeting are genuine people, and it's been like over 100 inspections done on properties in this last sort of 7-day period. So I mean, the activity's there, and it is a great time to be able to like listen to what the clients are saying, and anyone who is out there considering inspecting, like it's quite an easy process to do it as long as you're not sick and you meet the proper guidelines around like being able to be with someone to look at a home. Like, our owners are willing, and certainly you boys are able to make that happen. Ben, what are you seeing with some of the people you've got getting their homes ready? Are they sort of making sure they put the extra touches on their house, or they're like you've got a few ready to come on? I know that.
They definitely, but I think whether you're in a strong market or a slow market, it all comes down to presentation. Whether you have a big budget to do that or a small one, that's why you have us come through and give you what we feel is going to be the best opportunity and to present it as well as it can be. Might not always get you thousands of dollars back, but it does make the selling process a bit easier. And I know for a fact that Joe and Jeremy and Tom and myself will go through and give an owner honest opinion on what we feel is going to be the best way to make the home saleable.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Gardening.
But it's better for an owner to maybe hold off a week or two and get the house perfect than rather just rush it on. And I know we all do speak to our owners about that, whether it's a fresh coat of paint or some new flooring or just something small with a stylist or. Yeah.
Look, and that's what your job is as agents, is to be able to be that consultant to the owners and give them professional advice. Like, it makes such a big difference, and would encourage any potential sellers out there, even if it is down the track that you're not going to be making the official decision to list the property, get the agents in early and get honest feedback around what can improve the saleability and what areas. We see a lot of people wasting time and money on the wrong areas, and that's really what you guys can bring to that conversation. But look, we might finish it up there, but we do plan on doing this more regularly. So thanks again for your time. And again, anyone out there who's watching had any questions, whether it's relating to any of the properties we showed you or just in general about real estate, please feel free to reach out to the guys, and we will tune back in again shortly.
Thanks for having us, Dan.
See you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
Thanks
Dan.
very much.
Bye.
Bye.